Strangest thing is, I actually think that Miami is actually becoming one of my favorites because I could actually do without New York, honestly speaking. But I actually do look forward to watching Miami. Let's talk about it.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I
Want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it.
Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 2, episode 9. First things first, like I said, I think that I'm actually finding it where I enjoy Miami. I definitely know I enjoy Miami more than New York. I kind of watch New York because I feel like as though I have to watch New York because I've been watching New York, but I enjoy watching Miami. Like I can't wait till next week to see Miami. New York, I'm like, whatever. Not good. Not good. But anyway, first thing we see, Amara meets up with Shay and Prince. And they're just talking about all the messy shit they have going on. And that might be why I like them, because they're so goddamn messy. They're young, but they are messy, and it seems as though even just the things that they do just seem like they're having more fun than a lot of this other stuff. But anyway, whatever. Amara sitting there. Shay got an issue with Jojo. Prince got an issue with Bobby. I'm like, this is all a mess. And then I was looking at Prince. Boy, he looks thin as shit. Like he is so thin. Like even in his face, he just looks so thin to me. Does he look thin to y'all? Just like rail thin. He just looked just poor. Just poor. Not good. He need a burger and some fries and a milkshake. Anyway, um, but in the midst of all of this, Amara ends up telling Shay that she doesn't think that they should hang out anymore. Um, due to her respect for JoJo. Since the two of them don't get along and they're good friends, she just doesn't think that it's a good idea that they continue on being friends. And she basically is choosing. And Shay actually took it really well. Because Shay can be very petty. Very petty. And I was like, I didn't know when she was saying it, I was like, oh God, I said, is she ready to beat Amara up? You know what I mean? But she didn't. She took it real well. She said, well, girl, I mean, it's okay, it's cool. But I think you're going to regret that. But okay, cool, no problem. She rolled. She rolled on off, and I mean, she didn't have no reason to beat her up. If somebody don't want to be your friend, they don't want to be your friend. Go on about your business. But that's kind of. I was like, it's kind of. Amara's real. Amara's like she never grew up. She didn't grow up. She's still this little girl. She reminds me of a 9-year-old little girl. She's just ridiculous. But anyway, moving on. Baby Blue and Spectacular get together. He's another one. I was looking at him and I looked at Spec and I was like, damn, Spec, you are tiny. Like he is tiny. Very tiny. Like he's just small. Like a little, just small and tiny and petite. I said, geez. Because when they panned up the camera, I literally thought it was a woman standing there. And it was Spectacular. I was like, boy, he's small. He's a small little tiny little thing. But they're sitting there and they didn't see the text that was sent to them by Pleasure, basically telling him he wants out. He don't want to be in the group. He's fine where he's at. And I'm like, oh, okay. Later on, we actually seen them meet up again, and they were like, now he had done put that damn text on social media, and they just ain't. Yeah, like I was like, are y'all not receiving what he's saying? He said he wants to be out, be done with it. Baby Blue's like, well, we're not the first group that broke down from 4 members to be 3 members, and we're successful. I'm like, now y'all may break down from 4 members to 3 members, but I don't know about y'all being successful. He's the damn lead singer. So how's that supposed to work? It's different when it's where everybody can sing lead. Y'all don't have one of them kind of groups. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, but We'll see. Good luck. Anyway, so Spec was like, "Listen, I'm just throwing my hands up. I don't know. I think he's more of a businessman. He know good and well they can't make it without pleasure." I was like, "Oh well, whatever. Moving on." They said they said their time on the show I think is coming to an end. They're not really all that interesting. But anyway, moving on. There was this radio interview that Trick had, and he actually took Gunplay with him, and there was McDuffie, football player McDuffie. He was there. They were talking about the whole NBA thing and the kneeling and all of that. They spoke about Trick talked about being a felon and actually not being able to vote, and he just had his rights reinstated for him to vote. He was just saying, it's very important. It's very important to keep your nose clean so that you can do the things that you need to do, such as vote. I thought it was a real good message, something that really needed to be heard. Because again, these people on this program are fairly young, so I know the following is young, and they need to hear it. So they need to hear it. Chaotic and Joy came up, and the whole situation about the feature. And Trick was saying he had plans on shading Chaotic, and Gunplay was going to help him. I said, "Oh Lord!" So I just kind of laughed at that, and it was interesting. Later on, they actually got together. It was Chaotic, Young Hollywood, and Gunplay and Trick. They actually went lobster fishing. He said, "We're gonna have lunch today, but we're gonna make you catch your lunch." So they actually went lobster fishing. I was like, "Ooh, okay, y'all, whatever." He invited them to a cook off. Said we're gonna have a cook off, and then what's gonna happen is if you win, I'll do the feature. If I win, not so much. Chaotic was like, "Cool." He said, "You didn't know how you were going to feel, being as I had actually taken Joy out on a date." He actually brought it up, and they had talked about some other things about he had just told him basically about the respect that he actually had as far as the OGs in the game, and how he noted he actually needed that mentorship, and the way his life was spiraling out of control and all that. And I think at that time, I think Trick kind of saw, we watched Trick soften up right there to him, and he was like, he knows he needs him and everything and all of that. And I think that he respected the fact that he actually came out with it himself, and he didn't have to say anything to him about the Joy thing. He brought it up himself. I think he respected that as a man. He respected that, and that's what he said. In the future, if Chaotic wants to do features and things or do business with a man, don't take their ex out. So again, it's all a lesson, and that's what he said. He said, "So if I win the cook off, I want to feature with you and Gunplay." So I just kind of laughed, and everything was really light spirited. And I believe whether he wins or loses, because he's probably going to lose the cook off, because that's all you're hearing throughout the whole program. And since it's actually been on, we always hear how well Trick cooks and how everybody knows it and everybody loves Trick's cooking. So he's probably going to lose the cook off. But I think they're going to do the feature for him any old way. You know what I mean? I think when Trick actually got to meet him, I think he liked the little fella. Which we all kind of, the more we get to know about Chaotic, the more we like him. He is very likable. He really, really is. Anyway, moving on. Amara. Again, 9-year-old. I last season, y'all, I know I beat y'all eardrum with Amara this and Amara this and Amara. I loved Amara. Amara has drank my actual substance this season. Like, she just drains me. I still like her. I still think she's beautiful, but just her presence on the show and the shit that she gets into, she is so draining. Oh my god, poor thing. She's just so draining. But anyway, um, she's talking about how Bobby shaded her on the red carpet of the VMAs. He called her a shady bitch. He did that. And that's the thing, I ain't mad at Bobby because he said the shit and he meant it, because he keeps saying the same thing over and over and over about her. He means it. So, I mean, how mad can you be? That's how I feel about you. It is what it is. Stay away from him. She ended up giving Jojo an ultimatum. If you're going to be friends with Bobby, you can't be friends with me. Girl, that doesn't work in the real world. That 9-year-old shit does not work in the real world. And the faster you figure it out, the better off you'll be. That old 9-year-old shit don't work in the real world, Amara. You need to cut that shit. That's bullshit. Anyway, so that was that. Then JoJo actually had to sit down with Bobby, and they're talking about Amara. And JoJo is a messy bitch. JoJo's the messy bitch because she don't have no problem sitting down with another group of friends and talking about these friends like a dog. She ain't got no problem with it and being on camera. She don't give a shit. She's the one to watch. Truly, she's the bitch to watch. But anyway, um, she literally claimed that she went to a spiritual advisor, didn't tell the spiritual advisor nothing about her, and just was talking. And the spiritual advisor brought up some girl that she feels like she's a sister to her, and this, that, the other said that the girl's not good for her. And here it was Amara, and saying that Amara had put roots on her. I said, "Oh Lord!" So now you're telling us that Amara is a damn voodoo princess. So I said, "Okay, all right, whatever." And Bobby tells her basically, "Girl, you gotta attack her back." I said, "Bobby, you so messy. If she is a voodoo priestess, honey, and she done put some roots on her, well, she didn't just get the fuck on over there and try to make friends with her, try to make nice, is what she need to do, honey. But whatever." So, and Bobby's like, "I believe in it." They live in a specific spot in Miami, and he definitely said he believes in the whole rooting thing and all of that. But if you really believe in the rooting thing, you should know to tell your friend, go make nice, not go fuck with the voodoo priestess. Don't do that. A mess. Anyway, so next we see Amara's doing this performance. She had this badass dance costume, black, and it was black and beaded and sheer fabric. It was so sharp, and her hair was cute. She had the little hair piece and had her hair in a ponytail, and she looked real cute, boots and all, her normal stuff. Um, she was talking to Liz first. That Liz is messy too, but Liz got on my nerves last season. And, Prince was there as well. They both were going back and forth. They're talking about they both got these issues with Bobby. So they don't, neither one of them like Bobby and all of this. And the next thing you know, she said, she had invited Bobby and JoJo there to actually squash their situations. Why you would invite them to an event of yours, I guess Mona told you to, but I just didn't see that. You don't have an event and invite drama into your event, but whatever. Um, all of that's going on. They come on in, and they get to going back and forth. She had already performed. She brought Prince up on stage with her, and that was real cute. And that's why I was like, this is the stuff. You get to see a lot of their little showcases, and they show more of their showcases, and they actually do show and play their actual music on Miami. Same thing on Hollywood. Like New York, I don't know what they be. This like garbage on New York, but whatever. So they did the little performance. The performance was real cute. And of course, I already knew the songs because I've been following Amara. And I was like, all right, but then I'm gonna tell you what didn't look good. Now we done had two different storylines about you stealing people's man, and you got up there and you sang the song about "I'll take your man," and you did a whole monologue before the song about if I wanted your man, I'd just take him. I, 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 I. All that's cute, girl, but that didn't look good for you because we already looking at you as the cleanup woman. So we already got a Betty Wright sign on your forehead. So that didn't look good, but I do like the song though. I like that. Anyway, anyhow, our little Corey song is cute. Moving on. So Bobby shows up in this afro wig, right? She will say, "Oh yeah, like that's never been done before." Real cute Bobby. And they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. First it was her and JoJo. We're not friends, and this, that, and the other. So that was it. Their friendship is in the toilet. And then Bobby comes, and Bobby's like, "I got this." Now I didn't like the energy, Bobby. The energy was a little too much. A little too much. And y'all going back and forth. And I mean, y'all say what y'all want to say. And then Liz, well, why are you talking like that to a woman? I mean, well, they're on an even playing field right now. It's not about woman, man. Well, Liz was making it about that. And then she couldn't wait to throw her dig in. And she threw her dig in. She all but called him a faggot. Is all she did. She just didn't say it, but that's what she was going with it. She went into her whole thing of Prince is, we all know you're in love with Prince, but Prince is not gay. Okay. You thought you really got a good dig in, huh, Liz? You didn't, though. I thought Liz looked ridiculous because you can stand up there and say any of that you want, but how everybody thinks that Bobby's in love with Prince, everybody thinks that Prince is gay too, girl. So the read is on you. So you just sound stupid. And all of this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He ain't beat his ass yet. He ain't beat his ass yet. And every time Bobby wants to engage in an argument, he engages. And he's all upset until the next time they actually see each other. And then they start arguing all over again. Who's winning, girl? You or Bobby? I'm just going to leave y'all with that. And those are just the facts. Those are just the facts. I just think she got herself looking stupid because any man that I had these many questions about, and he had this much questionable behavior going on, wouldn't be my man. Not talking about he heterosexual. Because I'm sorry, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And somebody going to have to come up with something better to tell me about Bobby and Prince. Something is going on or something has gone on. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Anyway, moving on. So that was a whole big mess. Bobby, and this is where Bobby made me mad. Him and Amara's going back and forth. They're having words back and forth. And I'm like, this is so fake. Then he took the wig off and threw it at her. Bobby. No, baby. You don't hit her. I don't give a shit. You don't throw water on them. You don't hit them. You don't hit them. Now, if they hit you, then by all means, all bets are off. Their ass is yours. But you don't hit them, Bobby. You can argue as much as you want, but you don't hit them. So I didn't like that. I didn't like him taking that wig off and being that aggressive and throwing it, because she threw a bottle at him, afterwards. But whatever she did after that, you deserve, because you did that. If those security guards would have tore your ass up, you would have deserved that too, because you were the aggressor. You don't hit them. I don't give a shit. And then that was the other thing. Prince, Liz, you're talking this shit, and your man is standing right beside you, and this so-called sissy is over there giving it to you. Just giving it to you about your man. And he didn't go over there and beat his ass. He actually didn't even say anything. Girl, you're looking foolish in these streets. And again, on this round, you thought you won, but you didn't. Bobby won, because Bobby talked to you like shit, ended up throwing shit at you and your girlfriend, and talked shit to y'all, and then said, fuck all y'all, and walked out of there. And your man was still standing there. Girl, you look crazy. And he could be my man. But anyway, that's child. Child, that's Bobby's man. Y'all said y'all want. Anyway, moving on. The next day, they having the cookout. The whole, and that's what it ended up turning into. The whole little, and this is what I say about where it looks like things that they be doing are fun. Their cook off. It was a big old cookout. Like everybody was there. Shay was there, and Bob, like everybody was there. Like all the main cast members for the most part was there, except for Trina and Amara. And Amara didn't come because she didn't want that smoke. And then she don't like Veronica, and it was best for her not to beat her. Somebody might have beat her ass, so she wasn't there. But everybody else was there. Oh, and Joy wasn't there, but all the other cast members was there. Tip, and they were all there. Everybody, and that goddamn chaotic, just like any old woman. Just now you on Veronica. I said, Lord have mercy. But before they went to the thing, a day before, Hollywood and Chaotic invited Veronica to be on their team as part of their team. And talking about wearing something cute. She did. She wore this cute little Veronica Vega outfit, So all of that was that. Trick got Michelle Pooch, and he was calling in Amara for his team. Now, so far, when we're watching this, Amara hasn't showed up, and they said they didn't think that Amara was going to actually show up. And we found out also that Trick actually likes Amara. I said, that's kind of weird, but I guess she's sharp. She's sharp, Trick. I ain't mad, because she definitely sharp. But Yeah, he like Amara. So, oh shit. And then that's when Trick said, every time I call Amara La Negra, she picks up the phone and answers me. And that's what Gunplay was like, I ain't got nothing to say. All I said was hi to the girl, and I lost my whole goddamn woman in the process. I was like, oh, girl, they really are painting you out to be this voodoo priestess, honey, but okay. Anyway, so at the little cookout, everything's going cool. Again, now we got Bobby and we got Prince. Bobby says he's going on over there. He gonna talk to Prince. Charlie went right on over there and got his man from Liz and took him back behind the truck. Okay, to talk or whatever people do behind the truck, honey. But the facts are he came to the table, Liz, and took your man from the table and took him back behind the truck, bitch. Now whose man is it again? And then they went back and forth and they were trying to patch it up. And Prince he told him, I don't like Liz. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't like her. And basically still disrespected her. And I mean, with no fear of what he was saying, he still disrespected her. Whose man is it? Hashtag Team Bobby. Anyway, but then when he was getting ready to go try to check him and tell him, and this was so funny to me. I said, Bobby, you are a stinking bitch. And Bobby ain't right for none of this shit. Bobby is so, and I don't want y'all to get wrong what I'm saying. Bobby is completely wrong in what he's saying, but just watch what is actually going on. Do you see the power that this sissy is actually distributing for you all every Monday? And he's wrong. He's totally wrong. I mean, he's totally disrespectful. When you even deal with a man that is on the down low, you ain't supposed to do him like this. You supposed to chill. If that's what you're gonna do, you supposed to chill. You ain't supposed to be doing all this. But Bobby gets in there and gives bitch. Now that he my man, you ain't nothing but a big old heifer. Ha ha ha. That's what he be giving Liz. Prince, come on. I want to talk to you. And he gets right up and he twirls him on behind the truck. I said that, Miss Bobby, you're a whole lot, bitch. You're a whole lot. You're a whole lot. I just can't see it, especially when it's a woman and a man, and you take the man like that. If it was two men, I wouldn't let no bitch come take my man like that. That's just super. Come with me. I wish our ex would come and take my man and take behind the truck. I'll beat both of their hands. That was just too much. Miss Bob hashtag Team Bobby. Miss Bobby's winning. When it comes to Prince, she's winning. But anyway, this is where she broke it up. Miss Bobby broke it all the way up, baby. And Prince went to check Bobby. Well, me and Liz, we're going to be together, and if we're going to be friends and everything, we're going to be, she's going to be around and this, that, and the other. He was like, well, hold up, because see, the whole purpose of me bringing you to talk to you was to really diffuse the situation that we had and apologize to you about how I've been going off on you and stuff. But as far as the friendship, this was really closure. I don't want to be your friend. I said, oh. I said, Bobby, you bitch. That was so bitchy. That was so bitchy. And so matter of fact, like, no, baby, you're not going to check me about that whore. I've done all that I've done. I'm telling you, I'm sorry that I'd have made you look a fool in these streets. But now I'm done with you and you can go on about your business. I don't want to be bothered with you anymore. Get on out of here. I said, oh, Bobby. Now, Bobby, that's mean. That was so mean. It was so mean. It was good, but it was so mean. I said, oh, girl, that's some shit I'd have did. Anyway, moving on. I was just done. Now, again, y'all tell me in the comments, whose man was it, honey? Whose man was it, honey? Was it Liz's man or was it Bobby's man, honey? For Liz, put an L down in the comments, honey. For Bobby, put a big old B down in the bottom, honey. Whose man was it? In the words of Michelle Indegayo-Cello, honey, Who is she and what is she to you, honey? Anyway, moving on. So, funny thing, they're waiting. They're like, well, where is Trick at? Child, Trick pulled up in a whole motherfucking food truck. And Chaotic was like, that's cheating. I've been on here. He gonna say, they ain't cheating. He lift up the side of the truck and got on a t-shirt to say, I got my pants, bitch. It was so funny. And I'm like, that their whole setup for me is like fun. They are fun to watch. Some of this stuff that they do in their little gatherings, they just seem like they just be having such a good time to me. I don't know, more so than a lot of definitely more so than New York. I definitely run back to VH1 on Mondays to watch Miami. And I watch New York just because I'm in the habit of watching New York and reviewing New York. I don't hate them, but I'm definitely not excited to see them the way I am to see my Miami people. I'm sorry, but that's me. I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Anyway, I'll see y'all back here for Miami next week, and I'm so glad that New York is almost over. I think we got like one more episode. I'm so glad. Anyway, all right, later, y'all. Remember, whose man was it, honey? Leave an L for Miss Liz. Leave a big old B for Miss Bobby, honey. All right, later, y'all.